Prosecutors are asking for no bail for both William Tolliver and Marquise Tolbert because of their, quote, extreme indifference to human life. Both were charged with several crimes, including murder in the first degree. Now, the documents reveal a lot about what happened, including that the gun's magazine was likely purchased just hours before. On January 22nd, around 5 p.m., during the busy evening commute, new court documents show that William Tolliver and Marquise Tolbert got into an argument with another man, Jamel Jackson, outside of the McDonald's on 3rd and Pine. The three men argued before documents say Tolliver fired the first shot at Jackson. Jackson returned fire, then Tolbert began firing at Jackson. Documents say that Jackson then ran eastbound on East Pine Street while Tolliver and Tolbert ran southbound on 3rd Avenue, shooting indiscriminately behind them as they ran away. Court documents say this is when most of the victims in this shooting were hit, including 9-year-old Judah, who was shot in the thigh. One of the more revealing parts of the new documents is that just 4.5 hours before the shooting, Tolbert purchased a Glock 380 caliber 12-round magazine that holds double the ammunition. The store clerk told detectives Tolbert specifically wanted the extended clip. Tonight, at the Seattle Cities Club Civic Cocktail event, Seattle's newest council members addressed the increased violence in downtown Seattle.
Welcome to the kickoff of our 2020 season of Civic Cocktail.
Afterwards, I asked Councilman Andrew Lewis, who represents downtown, to expand more on what he plans to do to protect people and businesses after more than 300 business owners in downtown Seattle signed a letter demanding action from local leaders and an increase in safety. How are you going to make your district, your area, a priority as far as safety for the general public and for some of the businesses that wrote that letter saying that they do not feel safe and want action to be done after we see the court documents revealing that the shooters were shooting indiscriminately just at the public as they were running away?
Yeah, well, Tony, it's not what one thing we need to do, it's what 10 things we need to do, or more than that. I just want to activate that intersection by putting in a new storefront that's going to put new incentives into that ecosystem that's down there. If we could have some kind of storefront in there where we had our community service officers that were working with the community, if we had space for some great organizations like Choose 180 and Community Passageways, they're doing really impactful work with the young people in our community, that's going to go a really long way to helping.
So clearly there is a lot of work to be done. By the way, both Tolliver and Tolbert denied they had any involvement in the shootings. Court documents also say that there is video. We have requested to the Seattle Police Department for that footage, and when we get it, we'll let you know. Back to you guys.